What's up, you guys? This is part one of What If Deku Was a Hollow. And I know all of you are like, I thought you said you were gonna do What If Deku was the reincarnation of Vegeta. If you've watched my video from before about my update, saying that I'll be postponing What If Deku was the reincarnation of Vegito, and that I'll be doing another What If that includes the My Hero Academia universe. So I'll be leaving a description to that video in below if you haven't listened to it already, and to know what's going to be coming up next. And if you haven't watched my other videos of What If Naruto was the reincarnation of Ichigo, I'll be putting a playlist up at the end of the video. So without further ado, let's get started. This and anyway, this is Kaguto, the god of all. I might be changing my name to the God of All Anime, but whatever. Anyway, to get started, and yes, I do have a script for this, sadly. It took me a whole page. Okay, so Deku will be the son of White. And if you don't know who White is just basically is the it's basically the hollow that imbued a bit of its Ryatsu into Ichigo before he was born, technically, but he was but I'm pretty sure White imbued a bit of his Ryatsu within Ichigo, giving him his hollow powers. Just the fact that he hasn't tapped into it yet at the beginning of the Bleach, on the beginning of Bleach. So White will be Deku's father. He will go by the alias Hiyashi. So, and obviously you already know who his mother is, Inko. But this White isn't in his prime. So this prime version is basically where he didn't lose all of his power, because in the original, at the end, in the manga, it was stated that White was holding back against, I believe it was Uha um or Ichigo during the fight in the manga in the last couple chapters. And this is White at his strongest. I don't know, um the creator of Bleach never stated how strong he was originally, just that he was pretty strong. Even at the level of where you couldn't even sense a drop of Ryatsu from him. But so it wasn't actually stated how strong he was, but doesn't matter. You can already infer the fact that he will be very powerful. So to keep it similar in canon, he leaves. So White or Hiyashi goes by so White. Um, so White just says to Inko that he has to go on a business trip, because let's say he changed his form and he did that. So he left and he went back to the Bleach universe. Anyway, so time skip 4 years later, Deku and Inko are Deku and Inko go to the doctor, or Deku's mother, whatever, go to the doctor, and the doctor says that they can't really tell if Deku has a quirk or not, due to the fact that Deku's skin is too hard to penetrate to allow them to take a blood sample. And Deku asks, but isn't that my quirk? And the doctor says, I can't really tell, but if anything develops, please give me a call. And, you know, so they both say, okay. A week later, after Deku goes to the doctor, Deku sees Bakugo killing. Sorry. Deku sees. This is still Bakugo at 4 years old. Deku sees Bakugo bullying. What's his name? Bullying that random kid in the beginning of in the beginning of the anime. And during this, Deku senses. Well, actually, during this, Deku gets his power or strength, literally because of his hollow side, comes flowing into him. His strength increases dramatically. His vision increases. His sense of smell, his taste, and hearing. And once Deku sees this and decides to protect the kid, Bakugo decides to protect the kid. Bakugo says to Deku, "What are you doing, Deku? Are you trying to get bullied as well or pummeled as well?" Deku says, "I'm protecting him because what you're doing is wrong. It's not right, sorry." So Bakugo hits Deku with an explosion. Deku gets Deku is not hurt, but he does get mad at the fact that he hurt someone just for the fun of it. So Deku, when he gets mad, accidentally throws a Zero when he actually throws a Zero when he tries to block the other explosion that Bakugo was about to hit him with. So he throws a Zero, but this Zero wasn't powerful enough to actually kill Bakugo or any of his friends. So it just gives him some burns that will send him to the doctor. So now I'll do a 10-year time skip. Really massive time skip. But Deku has gained a lot of confidence during that time, realizing his power. But he'll still be the nerd we all know and love. That's why I put up the photo right here. Not my photo, but it's whatever. He'll still be a nerd, and he'll still have, I guess, the lower part of his costume. Only difference is he won't have the sweatpants or whatever he's wearing under that. He will have shoe style combined with his. Hold on. He will have shoe style combined with his Vastolore transformation or his resurrection. That's what they call it in Bleach. Basically, this is the equivalent in Bleach terms. They have their base form. Basically, in Espada, his base form is just the same as a normal captain. His base form. Oh my goodness. For their Shikai, it's the same thing. They get a new transformation. It's basically kind of like I'm gonna give him something similar to what Ichigo has with the masks. So I'm not gonna give him no hollow, half hollow transformation, then give him a Vastolore. So I'm just gonna give him his mask. So he trains for the 10 years, unlocking his mask, and he trains to the point where he gets his mask to where after he gets up to Vastolore. After turning into a Vastolore, he turns back into his human form, allowing him to have the updated mask Ichigo had during the Espada arc. So, um, I'll be changing a few things. So he'll have the shoes he had, but that'll be later on in the series. But he'll have the bottom portion, so the leg patternings, his red shoes or sneakers, and I forgot what they're called, but I just remember that the black things on his feet were for grip and shoe style. So that so kind of be more like he'll have baggy pants due to his shuhaku, but it's it doesn't matter. Anyway, During that 10 year time skip, as I've said, he trains, but he will have another ability. This ability is basically manipulating electricity to the point where he can make weapons with it. Fire off electrical blasts, setos, and even bala. Bala is a technique used both by Espada and, I believe, yeah, I think it was Vizards, Espadas, and a rare few of captain level Soul Reapers even use bala. Anyway, so the abilities the weapons he'll be able to conjure up with his electricity will be like guns, swords, etc. So any type of weapon. But his main weapons are gonna be like, just imagine a scoped, just imagine a sniper with the body of an AR, the strength to pierce a tank, but he's not shooting bullets. He's shooting electricity, setos. So, um, anyway, so Deku is able to tap into his Vastolore. But well, he is still able to tap into his Vastolore. So he'll have. I'll have to get a mask, not a mask. I'll have to get the picture. I forgot to do that, but whatever. So he'll still have. So actually, sorry. Um, After this, but he did study during those 10 years, so don't worry. You don't have to worry about Deku being an idiot. Like I said, he will still be the nerd he is. He's the reason why I'm giving him shoe style or foot style, whatever he called it in the anime. I have to rewatch. Um, with the electricity, he can still stun people with the electricity, electrify them and stuff like that. And he can combine his Seto with the electricity blasts as well. His main weapons though will be the same sniper I was talking about. Very powerful and something similar to Ichigo's Fullbringer Bankai. Hmm. Without the maybe with a electric chain instead of a metal chain. And as long as not as long as Deku knows the composition of the weapon, he'll be able to do it. You probably want to, oh, but how he know the composition of the sniper? Let's just say he was a nerd enough to search up what guns look like, how they're built, and stuff like that. You know, have more variety in his weapon stock when he's using his electricity manipulation and electricity powers. So, after these 10 years, this is middle school Deku. Let's skip to his middle school at the last year of his middle school. As we all know, the teacher says, I know Now I know I would give you all an assignment or a big lecture about where you guys need to go, how can you go, and stuff like that. But I already know where you guys want to go. And all the kids cheer and stuff like that and say woo and yeah, whatever. And he looks at the transfer papers and he sees that Bakugo wants to go to UA, so he says it out loud. Oh, Bakugo, I see that you want to go to UA. Hmm, you'll do great. Then he looks down on the list and sees, oh, Deku, you want to become. He says, Izuku Midoriya, you want to go to UA as well? Hmm. Good to know that the young generation still has some hope. But everybody looks at each other's murmurs in the class. So everybody else and everybody just starts laughing because they don't really know that Deku has all of this power. They just say that, oh, what is hard skin gonna do for you? It's not even a. It's, I bet it's not even a quirk if someone says that loud while they're still laughing. So after that, Deku goes through the same route in canon as Deku thinks about how his how he should how his Shuhakshu should look like. The sludge monster, sorry, sludge villain attacks, but the sludge villain, it was way too slow as Deku already sensed him coming for him. So Deku just moved out of the way. But so and but when I say move out of the way, he uses his physical speed. His normal speed at the moment is as fast as Flash Step. So basically, somebody that's mastered Flash Step would have a problem trying to fight Deku at the moment because his body or his speed has gotten up to the point where Flash Step looks like a joke. Not even the sonido that the Espada use, it's basically similar to Flash Step. Not even the technique they use, they call sonido, is fast enough to be even be called sonido. Only reason why I'm referencing this is due to the fact that Deku is part Hollow. Deku is part of, well, he's the son of the most strongest Hollow there is, White. And after using his very very high physical speed, he just gets out the way and just uses his electricity to subdue the sludge villain. The sludge villain just gets knocked out. All Might jumps in and says, "I am here." Then realizes it's a bit too late and says, "Well, young man, you did a good job doing this villain." Deku, still being the nerd he is in canon, asks for an autograph. All Might, can I get an autograph? All Might says, "Yes, young man, you can." Gives him an autograph and bottles. Then, after giving Deku the autograph, bottles up the sludge villain and jumps away. With Deku realizing that he does technically have a quirk, the electricity, and including his hollow powers, he doesn't really think about he doesn't really think about not becoming a hero due to the fact that he still has powers. And he will have the electricity is green. Just just for some referencing, his hair is the same. Only difference is it's similar to that of Ichigo's, not too similar. So still the way you see in the picture right here. When he does go Vastolore, it does extend as long as Ichigo's, or his it does extend as long as Ichigo's in the Bleach when Ichigo turned Vastolore. Just imagine black hair with green tints at the end. Just imagine that. And so, um, anyway, later, while All Might is jumping away, he doesn't realize that the bottle he put the sludge villain in slipped out of his pocket. And so, as you know, Bakugo kicks the bottle, and the sludge villain attacks Bakugo, takes control over his body, kind of, and the causes of massive explosion. Not even the heroes can stop it because of the because of the fact that he's holding Bakugo hostage. Anyway, Deku and All Might hear this explosion, both of them separate different paths. Deku, hearing this, uses something faster than Sonido. It's way faster. Something that doesn't even have a name. But for reference, or but for clarification, I'll make a name up. So, Sleeto. Something like that. To be honest, the name doesn't matter. Just know that it's something faster than both Flash Step and Sonito. And after getting there, Deku sees that nobody is helping. Nobody's trying to help Bakugo get out of the sludge villain. Oh, I'm talking about the heroes that were over there. So Deku just dashes over there as fast as possible, grabs Bakugo, rips Bakugo out of the sludge villain's grasps, and throws a massive Zero. But this Zero bare missed due to the fact that he only concentrated on saving Bakugo. Didn't really think about if he was going to kill the sludge villain or not. So after after throwing the Zero, Deku realizes that he killed someone, but he didn't, still unconscious. The person he almost killed the sludge villain. The hero's checking on the villain to see if he's still alive to put him in jail. See that he's still alive, but barely even alive. Saying thank goodness, at least he didn't kill the villain. Anyway, but they still scold Deku for intervening, or Izuku for intervene intervening, and tell him that he could have lost his life. Deku just saying, how could I have lost my life? I was fast enough to rip Bakugo out and strong enough to almost kill him. How could I have almost died? And the heroes just don't know what to say because they realize he's right. And so you're all probably wondering, so did All Might even get his inspiration? He did, but it was already too late due to the fact that Deku already subdued the sludge villain. So after this, it's pretty self-explanatory what's going to happen next. This is a couple days later, maybe like I think it was a month later before school ended for after school ended. So this is Deku training again, the 10 months training arc before that. So let's say Deku was smarter than he was in the original, and since he's smarter from the original, he'll get foot style or shoe style early, meaning his Shuhakusho will look different because he's imbuing the shoe style with his Shuhakusho. After imbuing the shoe style with his Shuhakusho, sorry, it's been a while since I said that. Um, After imbuing it, because technically the Shuhakusho is part of his transformation, he finds a way to imbue it. So he threads it up or somehow does it. He tells his after going Vastolore or putting his mask on, sorry. He puts his mask on and his Bankai, technically it's Ichigo's Shuhakusho Bankai. I'm not giving him no Soul Reaper powers or anything like that, but it's something similar. So after that, asks his mom if she could um sew up the shoe style thing, whatever that is. Sorry. So whatever it is that um, whatever that thing is called on like around his legs. I believe he called it patenting, whatever the patenting, what patting. Sorry, my mouth is just losing it today. And after sewing it, he imbues it with a bit of Ryatsu, and after imbuing it, realizes that he no longer needs to imbue his Ryatsu due to the fact that it merged. Somehow merged. Whatever it is, it may be something like his hollow powers somehow are finding a way to adapt and gain power and strength. So, does it. After that, during this 10-month training arc, he just trains on his masks and his Vastolore. So, after training his Vastolore to the point where it's as strong as Ichigo's Dangai, like so powerful that it's stronger and faster than Ichigo's Dangai, and his mask is as strong as his Vastolore originally is, and it's pretty powerful if I say so myself. And I'll be kind of buffing everybody else so I can give Deku some character development, and I'll be making the zero pointers, the robots, better. So like where the zero pointers and robots, like if one dies, the information, if one is destroyed, the information goes to the others, showing that oh, we have to, showing the robots that they have to learn to adapt. So meaning in any way situation possible to make the test harder on everyone. And don't worry, I'll keep everything similar to the original. Anyway, after this, but after the 10-month training arc, let's skip to the test. Deku obviously passes the test, and President Mike is giving out the rules. Ida still yells at both Deku and President Mike. First at President Mike saying, "Oh, excuse me, sir. You left one portion out. If if that if you guys added something extra or decided not to say anything, then this is a disgrace to the UA, to UA." And he yells out to Deku saying, "And you, stop murmuring. It's distracting everyone." Deku just looks at him and says, "But you do realize you're making more noise than me, right?" Ida just realizing, oh crap, he got me. Then just sits back down. Anyway, later after that, this is wow, I didn't even explain, but he wasn't nervous when he got to UA for the entrance exam and stuff like that. So now this is the practical. Anyway, during the practical, Deku just puts his mask. Well, he would be strong enough to destroy them just by using brute strength, but since he wants to kind of show off his abilities, he puts the mask on. I know that's pretty overpowered, but still. Anyway, puts his mask on, passes through, just uses his normal speed, which is as fast as Sonito, and just passes through a bunch of robots. So many, in fact, that they all explode simultaneously, giving him an abundant amount of points, at least 100 points. Zero pointer, then he keeps going on, destroying robots, or destroying almost all of them. And after this, he was just about to go sit on top of a building and say, I racked up enough points, I should be at the top. And then the zero pointer comes along, and he hears a scream. Now, this scream obviously belongs to Ochako, excuse my tongue, Ochako, I'm sorry if I'm saying her name wrong, Ochako, whatever, and he goes and just throws a massive setup, combined with his electricity abilities, basically erasing the top half of the 0 point. Literally, erasing the top half and destroying a bunch of buildings in the crossfire. And he sees that a bit of rubble was about to fall on Ochako and dashes over there, picks her up, and dashes back out. And we already know for saving her, he gets extra points, so at least 100 and 200. Technically, he will get at least maybe 250 points, 100 and 200 points, 200 practical or robot points or destruction points, and 50 rescue points, making him the top. And Deku goes home. And Inko says, "Did you have a good day? Did you pass?" And Deku just says, "I know for sure that I passed, man." Inko is obviously joyful the fact